What are we looking at here? What is this ominous looking thing? What is this? What are we seeing here? And it is the Death Note Black Edition, written by Sugumi Aoba and art by Takashi Obata. That's I don't know how to pronounce it. So hello there, you comic readers, and so today we will do the overview of the six volumes of the Death Note Black Edition. These are the volumes arranged in the order. We will look at each of them. And there is Light Yagami, Ryu, L. So you can see it has all the characters. These are the most famous ones. Light Yagami is he's as much as the protagonist as well as the antagonist, and this is how the spine looks like. And each of the volume collects 2 volumes of the original Death Note manga. But there is a 13th volume which is included in the box set of Death Note but not in this black edition. So beware of that, you have to buy it separate. From this, it's actually not essential, but still, if you want more Death Note, you can go with the volume. As most people might know by now, Death Note is a pretty famous anime, and this is the manga on which the anime is based on. This is the black edition, which is a larger one. It almost is as large as the special hardcovers of manga, like the Vinland Saga hardcover. It's almost the same size as that, and it's a paperback. I have heard there is a hardcover of it, but it's a really big whale. Now, Death Note is the story of the Light Yagami who finds a Death Note, which is dropped by this Shinigami Ryugu. I guess it's a long time since I read this. This story had been long coming, and he drops it, and he finds it, and then there is a usual cliche of him not believing it as the thing, but later finding out that it really exists. There's a splash page here somewhere. Where is that? Yes, this is the pretty famous panel of Death Note, which even I had seen before reading it, where he finds out that he can kill the people. And of course, random terrorist and all those guys goes dying. Man, the artwork in the manga is sick, man. And of course, there comes a person who can rival this Light Yagami, and he is L. Yeah, here is L. And then Light Yagami assumes the identity of Kira, where he is like the god. Some people worship him, some people don't, because he is a killer, and the police are on to him. It is the cat and mouse game, but done in a so entertaining manner that this is L. And I am not spoiling anything about what happens, but that is mainly the basic premise of the cat and mouse game between Light and L. But also it's about the gradual moral degradation of Light, because he is a killer and he has this awesome power. He keeps killing innocent people, and there's these nice notes, and there's this funny element of Death Note. This is the back. Now, as with all mangas, it reads in the reverse direction of English. That's from you understand. So in the English books, you open like this, and it's in the reverse here. And the black black edition has a trim size which is much more than, and it also has some color pages. But don't be fooled by this. Only the first. I will show you some of the pages of the second volume and all. It does not have the colored manga pages as appeared in the original publication. They are still black, but these do have some pin-up pages. And mostly, this is a tight bind, as it's a paperback. And here, this is somewhat like a smooth surface, but not almost like a velvety surface. Not so smooth and glistening, but here it is glistening, and the back also is the same as the front, as the material is same as the front. Now let's look quickly at book 2. As I told you, the color pages from the original manga are not reinstalled in this thing, but it does have some pin pages in its front like this, which depicts this awesome artwork by Takeshi Obata. Takeshi, it's Japanese name, however you pronounce it. And these are all cool artworks, but one serious problem which I have with this is that they don't get the original cover. You see this? This is the original cover for the tankobon, or the lesser original released graphic novels collecting Death Note. There are 12 of these instead of the 6 black editions, and the artwork is awesome, but they are not in color as they are originally supposed to be. I don't know why Viz Media tends to do this thing. Even the Kodansha tend to do the same with Attack of Titan Colossal Edition. They didn't collect the covers in in color as they are originally meant to be, and they also have some pages like this, which is basically cheating, as you don't have the real color pages and also not the covers in their original colored glow. And the third, it's the same with some pinups in the front. And not show much of the artwork because it would be a spoil. I'll just show on the color pages. And the covers are collected in the even number books, and the third volume does not have the cover gallery, but the fourth volume has, it's the sixth also, it is like that. Collects the 4. And here is the color art from the 5th volume. That's not in color, that is originally in color. As you can see, when they tend to blackwash these things, they look awkward than the original manga artwork, so you can tell by if they're originally colored or not. And it does not, this 5th volume does it have the cover gallery? Yes, it has the cover gallery for 9th to 12th. So the 6th does not have the cover gallery for the 11th and 12th. This is the pin for 6th, and all the Shinigami is coming. Now Death Note is pretty much one of the most famous animes, one of the epitome of thriller. As you can see, it's quite a thriller, even though it's not the mystery of the person or the person who did it is the central theme. It's just how a light Yagami evades L and how L finds light, and the cat and mouse game. It's so thrilling. You have to read it to understand, or you can see the anime, of course. And what you're getting with the black edition is, of course, the larger trim size, which means it's easier to read, and also this sick black spray painted edges on the 3 sides. And also some color. I don't consider it too much. Only the first volume has the correct color pages inserted. But yeah, it's large. And if you're buying Death Note for the first time, I suggest you to buy the Death Note Black Edition if you're reading it for the first time. But if you already own the tankobon or the all-in-one edition of Death Note, which is a small size book which collects the entirety of these 6 mangas, and it was released in coincidence with the Netflix series, so you don't want to upgrade for this. This is just the same content. The extras are not much to talk about. You might probably the best way to buy maybe this all these 6 black editions if you can find it, or buy the box set which also has the 13th volume along with some posters and the cool cover art. Rather than this, I don't prefer this but what matters is that the story is awesome. Story is so awesome, and you can read this for the story alone. You can reread this and find enjoyment out of this, which cannot be said for most shonen mangas. If you reread them, you might find them boring, because it's Dragon Ball Z. When I reread it, I did not find it so thrilling as I did on my first read. So Death Note Black Edition, we have looked over the 6 volumes, and that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day, guys.